Everybody, welcome back. As you can see, my hair is like this because just for you guys who are curious, this is how long my hair is so far. So yeah, it's pretty long. It's like past my neck. It's like close to my neck, like right here. 10 famous women Elvis dated. Wait, 10? I thought it was 4. I could have sworn that actually caught me off guard right there. 10, huh? Wow. And famous, like that's hard. I think Ben Affleck, certain celebrities been with like 4, maybe 5 tops, maybe different, famous girls. But yeah, 10, like he he was busy. All right, so let's get right to it. I'm curious to see what this is about. Let's go.
Women couldn't help falling in love with Elvis. And
I believe
Elvis,
it.
well, he couldn't help falling in love with them, even if they were married. Who couldn't help falling in love with the king of rock and roll? With his jet black hair, swaying hips, and sultry croon?
I gave a letter to the postman.
Elvis was the biggest sex symbol in the world for more than 2
Little
decades.
guitar.
The ladies found him
Wow.
irresistible, and he struggled to resist them too. Over the course of his tragically short career, Elvis dated numerous women, including some of the biggest names in Hollywood. I'm Nostalgic Nick for Do You Remember? And today we're going to
we
look
got
back at
socked.
Elvis's famous lovers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss a single video that we premiere. And tell us
Gotcha.
who is your favorite of Elvis's lovers in the comments. Who did you think he was supposed to end up with? I know, it was you. But without further ado, let's get to these lovely ladies
It was
who
you.
had Elvis all shook up. Priscilla Presley. Elvis was only formally tied down to one person, his wife Priscilla Presley. The
Yep.
two met in Germany in 1959 when the
Locked
world-famous
down.
rock star was 24 and Priscilla was a startling young 14. Elvis was immediately enamored by the youthful beauty, and the couple began dating despite the understandable objections of her parents. The relationship lasted after Elvis left Germany, and Priscilla moved into the King's Graceland complex in Memphis when she was 17. Despite
Pause. Wait a second. Did the guy say when she was 14 he was 24? They hooked up? No. Wait, let me hear it. Let me hear it out.
Elvis's numerous infidelities during this period, the two made it official and tied the knot in 1967. While Priscilla was still a virgin on their wedding night, she wrote in her autobiography that the
virgin.
couple did, quote, everything else, starting when she was only 14 years old, which, gross, and very illegal. Despite this sordid start to their relationship, the first years of their marriage were happy, and the couple's only child, Lisa Marie Presley, was born in
She don't look 14 right there in that picture. Or is she like 18 in there? I don't know.
1968.
Not really
Elvis's
detailed.
constant touring, drug use, and affairs by both parties ultimately led to the relationship breaking down, and the
What,
couple
they both
divorced in 1974.
Were cheap?
And Margaret. Sometimes a couple's on-screen
Sheesh.
chemistry is so fantastic that you start to suspect that they might not be acting at all, but might be living out their real-life romance on film. This was exactly the case with Elvis and his co-star in Viva Las Vegas. When Elvis first met the young star of Bye Bye Birdie, he was blown away by her overwhelming charisma. When Elvis asked his bodyguard what he thought made his young co-star so special, he replied, quote, "She's the female you." The two soon began what Margaret called a very strong, intense
Interesting.
relationship. It must have been, because it lasted for the better part of 2 years. The couple took long
2.
romantic motorcycle rides around LA, and Elvis famously bought Margaret a round pink bed for the two to use. To sleep, of
Wow.
course. Unfortunately, Elvis had a young fiancée back home in Memphis who was not so happy when the affair was published in the tabloids.
Was that
Elvis
Presley?
broke off the relationship in 1964, but the two remained friends, and Anne Margaret was noticeably present at the king's funeral. She even once called him her soulmate. Linda Thompson.
Wow.
Imagine this. You're sitting in a movie theater waiting for a private screening, when bam, the doors fly open, and in strolls Elvis Presley. Dressed in flared pants, black cape with a red lining, and outrageous sunglasses. He walks down the line of patrons with a flashlight before stopping in front of you
Look at
and
that.
saying,
A little less conversation, a little more action.
that is exactly what happened to Linda Thompson in 1972. Elvis was immediately enamored by the recently crowned Miss Teen Tennessee and future Hee Haw Honey.
I don't want to rush into
Hee haw,
marriage.
honey.
I'm just waiting for someone to ask me.
and the two shortly began dating. Something obviously clicked,
Ooh,
as the couple
juicy,
had a loving
man.
relationship for more than 4 years. Eventually, Thompson decided that she wanted a normal life, an impossible dream with Elvis's massive fame and prescription drug abuse. And the two split up in 1976, a mere 8 months before the singer's death.
Wow.
Peggy Lipton. Peggy Lipton was a hippie icon and the star of the Mod Squad when she briefly dated Elvis in 1971. The relationship started off hot and heavy, with Lipton stating that Elvis, quote, kissed like a god. Apparently,
What?
the king of rock and roll was
Have she kissed a god before? How does she know? Okay.
also the king of smooching. But kissing
King
was
of
about
smooching.
as far as the relationship ever got. In her autobiography, Lipton recalled that Elvis was virtually impotent with her, a fact that she attributed to his rampant drug and alcohol abuse. Stuck between a rock and a not-so-hard place, the relationship broke down, and the couple quickly split up. Remember, kids, just say no to drugs. And if that sounds like a PSA, why don't you go check out our top 10 PSA video after this.
I wish someone would have, like,
Sybil Shepherd.
you know, like stop them from doing drugs. I don't know what they mean by specifically with drugs. Was he doing like narcotics or just popping ibuprofen or smoking weed? I mean, can they be specific? I don't know what type of drugs he was doing, but I mean, whatever. If he's doing hardcore drugs, that's a no-no. And I'm ashamed that no one didn't try and stop him. I'm assuming they probably did. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it. I don't know. I'm just kind of pissed because, yeah, I would stop him. I'd be like, nah, it's not good for you, man. I'd probably force and throw the bottles out. Like, what are you doing with your life, man? You're a rock star. Continue the dream. Now, if he got chronic problems, obviously he's going to have to take some painkillers. So that's cool. But like I said, if he's doing like hardcore drugs, like the narcotics, well, narcotics for pain. But if he's doing like other stuff, the illegal stuff, then yeah, I'd be like, toss that bottle away. You know what I mean? That's a no-no. All right, let's continue, guys. Sybil Shepherd.
Turns out being a famous sex symbol doesn't automatically make you a perfect lover. Everybody has room to learn and grow. And in Sybil Shepherd, Elvis found a willing teacher. In the early 70s,
What?
Shepherd was embarking on a fantastic
Oh,
career when
that's
she
Sybil.
received a call that would change her life.
Hey, she did Chances Are. I love that movie with Robert Downey Jr.
It was Elvis, and he wanted a date. The two soon began a relationship, with
Jesus.
Shepherd describing the king as wonderful, sexy, and incredible. There was just one problem, and it was in the bedroom. Apparently, Elvis wasn't the greatest lover ever, and had to be coached by Shepherd. I won't go into specifics,
Ooh,
but I
what?
will tell you that the Elvis chapter in Shepherd's autobiography is entitled, quote, White Man Can't Eat, so I'll leave the rest up to your imagination. Eventually, Elvis's drug use and partying became too much to handle,
Damn.
and the couple split up. But Elvis's future lovers certainly had a lot to thank Shepherd for. Natalie Wood. Sometimes love seems like fate, as if the stars aligned perfectly to bring together two people destined to share eternity with each other. But in Hollywood, sometimes people just want some good press. In 1956, Natalie Wood had just starred in A Rebel Without a Cause, and was one of Hollywood's brightest young actors. Can you imagine if she dated Elvis Presley, who was fast becoming the face of rock and roll? Elvis's manager, Colonel Parker, certainly could. Parker arranged to have the two young starlets go on several conspicuous dates in order to attract publicity for the release of Elvis's first album. The stunt
publicity.
worked, and the press went nuts over the beautiful couple. Unfortunately, you can't manufacture chemistry, and the unconsummated relationship went nowhere. Wood famously stormed out of Elvis's hotel room while asking his bodyguards, quote, "What's wrong with your boss? All hands, no action." Looks like it just wasn't in the cards for these two young stars. Gail Green. While she may not have the most instantly recognizable name on the list, Gail Green has had an outsized influence on modern culture. As a longtime restaurant critic for New Yorker magazine, Green helped usher in America's obsession with culinary culture, even coining the term foodie in the early 80s. But in 1956, Green was just a 21-year-old reporter trying to get an interview with the king of rock and roll. She had written to Elvis's manager, Colonel Parker, asking for a meeting, and after a press conference for the new film Blue Hawaii, she was invited up to his hotel room. As Elvis grabbed her hand and led her to the bedroom, Green remembers being excited. Oh my God, she thought. This is Elvis. I'm about to do it with Elvis. As admits America's future food critic queen, Green's most vivid memory of their encounter, that after sex she described as, quote, certainly good enough, Elvis asked her to order him a fried egg sandwich and promptly fell asleep. Rita Moreno.
What is up with people getting on my mans in the bedroom? Like, come on. I'm not even gonna go into that.
How do you make superstar sex symbol Marlon Brando jealous? Start dating the king of rock and roll, of course. In the late 50s, the sultry Rita Moreno was one of Hollywood's biggest stars, and very publicly involved in a tumultuous 8-year relationship with Marlon Brando. After finding lingerie that wasn't hers at Brando's house, a heartbroken Moreno went home to find a message from Elvis requesting a date. She readily agreed because, as she said, quote, I knew no one could possibly make Marlon Brando more jealous. Moreno and Elvis dated for some time, but the sexual chemistry just wasn't there, and the relationship fizzled. Because in her memoir, Moreno wrote, quote, whatever put the brakes on that famous pelvis, it ground to a halt at a certain point, and that was it.
Sheesh.
What a list of ladies. Whether they were Hollywood's biggest stars or teenage beauty queens, Elvis's lovers were all amazingly beautiful, talented women sucked in by the immense gravitational force of the king in his prime. Who do you think paired best with Elvis? Is there anyone that he should have dated but didn't? Tell us in the comments. We read them all. And I'm sure this video filled you with a burning love, so make sure to click that like button. And for more trips down memory lane, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Alright, he's putting his plug in. No harm, foul on that. Do your thing. Get the grind going. Anyway, wow, guys. Ooh, you got my reaction to in the video. You got my responses. It's pretty crazy. 10, right? Well, I think they mentioned 8, to be honest. But, yeah, I lost track, I think. That's crazy. And yeah, it's true. He does have like a gravitational force that just pulls you in because his popularity, his charisma, you know, his charm. And then it seems like it fizzles because it seems like when the guy was explaining, like after every breakup, it's always because the drugs or the fame, especially that one girl, she couldn't handle the fame, the model. She wanted to live a normal life. Granted, you know, you're not going to live a normal life if you're, you know, attached to Elvis. It's just not the case. That's crazy, man. And she said it was like kissing a god. Like, you've kissed a god before? Like, come on. I think I get what she means, obviously. I'm stupid. Stop it. Okay, I know what she means, hypothetically. She means he's the best kisser that she's ever kissed before, you know? So yeah, this was a pretty enlightening, insightful. I learned a lot about Elvis' relationship, how long he lasted with some girls, 8 months, 4 years. And Priscilla, 14. That's, I guess that was illegal way back in the day. So I guess that's okay. I mean, I don't know if he did anything when she was 14. I get that he has a whole bunch of rumors, and I guess this is what you guys are talking about. A whole bunch of rumors, a whole bunch of people just talking, saying stuff behind his back, you know, making up stuff because I guess that situation. Yeah. This is crazy. It is what it is. You know, you're human. You know what I mean? You do your thing. I mean, he had affairs. I believe when he was with Priscilla as well, which is wrong. I don't condone it. But I guess he just lived a wild life, you know. He didn't have too much control. I guess, I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to go into it like that. I don't want you guys to hate me. All right, it's just my opinion, you know. Some of it is facts, some of it opinion-based. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this video. Yeah, it's pretty spicy. And, right, so that's my reaction, guys. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like if you enjoyed my reaction. And this has been a wild ride. No lie. But anyway, yeah, I'm out, guys. Peace.
Get over here!